Capitalism versus Socialism. The economic debate's so spicy it makes pineapple on pizza arguments look like child's play. On one side, capitalism, freedom, innovation, and the occasional billionaire launching himself into space. On the other, socialism, equality, safety nets, and the promise that you won't go bankrupt from eating a questionable burrito. But which system actually wins? Today, we're breaking it down in 10 rounds of pure economic smackdown. Let's go. 1. Freedom versus control. Capitalism loves freedom. Sell apples on your lawn, hire your buddy, and keep the profits. Socialism says, sure, sell apples, but only in the designated apple zone, with price limits, minimum wages, and a cut for the collective. One feels like a garage startup. The other feels like playing Monopoly with house rules. Freedom's nice, but let's talk money, because round 2 is about who actually gets rich. 2. Wealth creation. Capitalists brag about GDP like it's their gym PR. Countries like Singapore and Switzerland flex big numbers. Socialists counter with equality, saying, cool yacht bro, but can everyone eat? One system creates billionaires, the other creates fewer billionaires, but hopefully fewer food banks too. Which leads us right into round 3, the awkward family dinner topic, inequality. Third, inequality. Capitalism often looks like Jeff Bezos versus the vending machine guy. Socialism, Venezuela and China still struggle with wealth gaps, proving that neither system magically fixes inequality. The most equal? Slovakia, because apparently moderation is underrated. Speaking of moderation, let's check out the middle ground, mixed economies. 4. Mixed economies. The US, private businesses rule, but the government still runs schools and hands out subsidies like Oprah with coupons. Russia? Half private, half government, 100% complicated. Truth is, pure capitalism or socialism is as rare as a polite Twitter argument. Most countries blend the two. Okay, but blending doesn't answer the big one. Which system actually makes people happy? 5. Happiness levels. Switzerland, rich, free, and 4th happiest. Singapore, richer, freer, but only 27th happiest. Brazil, poor but surprisingly cheerful. Translation: money helps, freedom helps, but sometimes samba music helps more. Enough dancing, back to serious business. Let's talk about who runs the show, governments versus corporations. 6. Who holds power? In capitalism, corporations pull strings like toddlers with permanent markers. In socialism, the government calls the shots, which sounds safe until it's not. Both sides fear big business. They just disagree on whether that business wears a suit or a flag pin. All right, let's zoom out. How does this battle look on the global stage? 7. Global competitiveness. Capitalist countries dominate tech, trade, and Netflix binges. Socialist-leaning states often prioritize domestic equality instead of flashy exports. Translation: capitalism builds Teslas. Socialism builds trust funds for citizens, not billionaires. Global flexing is fun, but let's get real. What happens when the economy catches fire? 8. Crisis mode. Capitalism in crisis? Fast, chaotic, sometimes ugly, like 2008. Socialism? Slower, but with parachutes, safety nets, and occasionally government forms longer than the crisis itself. One's a roller coaster, the other's a long queue at the DMV. Okay, enough doom and gloom. Let's get to everyone's favorite hot button word, taxes. 9. Taxes. Capitalism equals keep your cash, but buy your own healthcare and college. Socialism equals higher taxes, but hello, free doctor visits and public services. Basically, do you want a sports car with no airbags, or a minivan with free snacks included? And finally, the knockout punch, quality of life. 10. Quality of life. Capitalism delivers wealth, innovation, and stress headaches. Socialism provides equality, stability, and maybe fewer luxury toys. Most real-world nations mix and match because, let's face it, pure ideologies are like extreme diets. Everyone cheats eventually. So, capitalism versus socialism, which wins? Honestly, neither. The real winner is the messy hybrid system we all live in. But I want to know, if you had to choose one pure system, apples on the lawn capitalism or apples only in approved zone socialism, where would you put your money? Drop your answer below. Hit that like button harder than capitalism hits innovation, and subscribe so you don't miss the next economic showdown. Until then, stay curious, stay caffeinated, and stay smarter than your economics teacher ever gave you credit for.